So, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome, and it is warm. We're hotting up today in England. We are live via Cowdray TV and Polo Line TV around the world for the St. Regis British Open Polo Championship for the Cowdray Gold Cup, where we are ready for the start. The wait is over. History is beginning for Akasha versus White Crane, our first match of the day. A very, very good afternoon to you. I'm Carl Uda Martinez, and joining me is John Kent.
Thank you, Carl. Really, really excited about this game. Akasha, White Crane. White Crane, of course, a local Cowdray side.
Absolutely, and nice to see them here on the field, ready and feeling good. They've had a reset, they've had a regroup after the Queen's Cup. Speaking to James By, managing these players, they're feeling good, they're feeling confident, they've taken some changes and they're ready. And Akasha obviously had a very good run in the Queen's Cup, formerly La Magdalene. Let's have a look at the lineups. Akasha at 1, Alexandre Garese off 0 goals. Facundo Fernandez Llorente often plays with Alexandre. It has been for many, many years, off 7 goals. Pablo Madonna, 9 goals at the number 3. And Santiago Laborde, the worker, at the back there, number 6. There were 22 goals side versus White Crane. White Crane are playing in the black and red today. Alexi Calver-Ansari, 0 goals. Matt Perry, the Englishman, 5 goals. Polito Pierres, 10 goals. Looking forward to seeing some explosive firepower from Polito. And at the back, one of the best backs in the world right now, and certainly in the UK, local boy Tommy Beresford. We welcome him, 7 goals. Umpires today are Peter Wright and Howard Smith upon the field. That's Peter Wright and Howard Smith, and Julian Appleby is our third man. A very warm welcome. We're looking forward to this, John, for the next 3 to 4 weeks. It's also a very bit of a special 70 years anniversary of this St. Regis Gold Cup. Polo Line, okay. Follow us on Instagram, Polo Line INT on Facebook, and Polo Line TV. Please do get in contact with us on the socials. Come and say hi. We are free around the world broadcasting for this whole tournament, and that is such a brilliant opportunity. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 19 teams coming forwards. Over 40 games will be played, and every game in a Gold Cup feels like a final, doesn't it, John? It's every moment matters, every ride-off, every goal is so important as we go through the next few stages of these league matches.
Yeah, and 2 teams here who slightly different stories in their Queen's Cup campaigns. White Crane, it was interesting looking at their stats, Carl, beforehand. They were defeated 3 times, an incredibly close goal difference when it came to their actual form and coming into this.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they didn't quite find their groove within the Queen's Cup, and they'll be first to admit that. They've had to regroup, they've had to sort of have a bit more of a strategy, but they are saying that Cowdray feels special to them, and they're feeling ready for this first match against what they know will be a very tough side with Akasha.
Yeah, so coming straight out the lineup now, it is going to be Tommy Beresford. Look at Polito Pierres going straight down the middle. Beresford, he sent it long. It's there with Calver-Ansari as the backhand is played. Running away here now for Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Here in the number 2 shirt for Akasha. As Carl said earlier, though a new lineup themselves, they are previously La Magdalene, and this exact quartet has played this tournament together before, as well as Fernandez Llorente brings it away. Has a look down at the centre of the ground for Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Making the call there is Santi Laborde. Good play by Calver-Ansari to take away Laborde as the next shot played by Tommy Beresford. Looking for Matt Perry, and we have our first whistle of the tournament.
Yeah, nice little start. I think what's going to be evident in this game is Pablo, with his expertise and some of his years of playing, is going to look to try and control momentum here. Looking at the replay there, we had a white player coming across in front and a black shirt of White Crane, just causing a first little foul. So that's the first penalty of the match so far. It's going to be taken quickly from the spot, and they advance. Pablo goes through to the middle to receive a pass.
So Laborde takes the shot down the ground, looking for a runner as it's here now at the front for Fernandez Llorente. Good defensive play, but Matt Perry just got caught out, so another whistle.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's 2 penalties. And this is exactly what James Byrne was talking about earlier, is they've just got to be careful. They've got to set their stall out from the start, but they're going to be trying to force some errors, this white team. Pablo and the boys are going to want to control the momentum. When White Crane get explosive, they will do. They'll be able to sort of do that break and those fast attacking plays that they're very good at, especially Polito. But it's going to be whether it can be controlled by Akasha. So another penalty straight after the first one we've given. Second penalty awarded, and it will be the man, Pablo Madonna, riding a horse called Nairobi. Hits it along the ground, straight through, no problem with that at all. And that is the first goal scored in this first game, in this first part of the tournament. And here we go, John. The ball is definitely through the posts. We are ready for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, so a penalty to get us underway. You mentioned there Nairobi. As for horse Pablo McDonough, another one to look out for is Pangaea here in this opening chukker, being played by Polito Pierres. One of his best ones. We'd already seen some best playing ponies, but we're not going to see it now because away again comes McDonough. McDonough takes it out to the left-hand side here. He's got Matt Perry looking to close him down as Pablito McDonough just has a look now. Sends it from about 70 yards out. It's got the curl. I'm not sure it's going to have the distance, though, as Pierres comes back here. Called for the tail backhand. He had the line and the right of way, and Matt Perry, he will pick it up here. His first chance to run now for White Crane. Perry slows it down. Waiting with him there is Pablo McDonough. Left here for Beresford. Beresford sends it long down at the ground, looking for Polito Pierres again, and it will be Pierres here for White Crane again. Just taking control of the ball inside his own half, being watched closely by Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Leaves it now for England captain Tommy Beresford. Beresford out to the right-hand side. The game beginning to open up here as Perry picks it up. Perry, good passing polo by White Crane, but it's just going to fall short to be brought away here now by Laborde. Good defensive play, Laborde. He's got Fernandez Llorente on the run. It's now really beginning to run here in this first chukker, as now sent out to the left, looking for a run of Laborde, who'd continue to take on Matt Perry. The two players come together. Laborde on the near side. Perry appealing for a foul. Still nothing coming as the backhand played by Laborde, only to be picked up here by Polito Pierres. Now Pierres taps it round. Look how the players just make the space for themselves as Pierres. Runners out in front of him. Polito sends it long down the ground, but it's just going to run wide to the right-hand side. But better polo here in this first chukker.
Yeah, it's nice to see. I think they've just starting to find their groove, aren't they, White Crane? It's Akasha had that first opportunity with the first few penalties. 3 changes coming up, I think. They've blown the whistle with this heat as well. We'll be making sure that we keep these horses rotating. And as John said, they will be popping off onto different ponies as they come back out. We'll keep you updated with as many horses coming through as possible. What's clear is we do have a clash of 2 very different identities with both of these teams. You would say that Akasha is one of the most experienced and established combinations out of both of these teams. White Crane only the last few years in the high goal, running out very much in the medium goal. It's very essentially a three British and 1 Argentine with Polito there in the middle, but it's a strong team and they have got what it takes to go all the way. But Akasha, formerly La Magdalene, such a core group. They played at the highest level for many, many years. So here we go. We've all changed onto a fresh horse and we're back. And already a forced error, John, right in front of goal there. And they're trying to bring that ball in and ay. So, Laborde. And White Crane on the line. Penalty awarded. Their first penalty, John. This will be interesting now. Get a goal on the scoreboard. We'll be 1 apiece.
Yeah, early stages, Carl. You just saw that the knock-in for Laborde not quite working. It's so quick on the turn to put the pressure on. He needed to hit that earlier and quicker and get clear.
Yeah, I think they're right on them, aren't they, from the start, these white shirts, to make sure that they... but unfortunately giving one away there, but that is a goal. Up it goes. Polito Pierres pops that one in. Takes them now to 1 apiece for White Crane and Akasha. They had a respectable Queen's Cup campaign, Akasha. They reached the subsidiary final. They did remain quite competitive. There was a great game. Their last game was really controlled nicely by Pablo. He just turned on and controlled the momentum, and that's when he's most deadly. So we're back in, and it is possession to Akasha.
So McDonough called off the play now by Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente, runners out in front of him. Facundo looking to take on Matt Perry, who waits. Perry just forces Fernandez Llorente out to the right-hand side. So Fernandez Llorente under the neck is going to go through the goal. And what a score that is by Facundo Fernandez Llorente.
That's a very, very, very nice goal indeed. Have a look at this. Really nice. For those of you just watching this one, it's a beautiful shot. He had the confidence, he saw the gap, and he went for it. Here we go.
Players back in the middle. Ball goes in play. Ends, of course, change, and it's going to be brought away here by Polito Pierres, the 10-goal player on the field here for White Crane. Taking on Fernandez Llorente. Pierres sends it to the right-hand side, looking for Matt Perry. Perry called off the play by Pierres, but getting in between and bringing another whistle on the field there.
Yeah, you can just see that White Crane are just starting to get a bit more jittery, and in doing so, though, they are pushing, and Akasha just getting a little bit too messy. Got to keep that defence, and that is how they're so hard workers. If you think we got Matt Perry there, who's so good in that number 2 position. Polito, just every time he hits the ball, the game just changes. And Tommy Beresford making sure we keep that back door shut. So, penalty. 40 yards. They came across to try and stop it, but they couldn't. And Polito pops that one through. We're dos-a-dos. We are 2 apiece here in this first chukker. 2 penalties taken by Polito. Both of them goals are scored by him from penalties. Puts White Crane up.
The ball goes back in play, and it's come out the back of the line out. Looking to run here. We've already seen the damage Facundo Fernandez Llorente can do as he opens the horse up. He's got the speed. Look at the speed of Polito Pierres coming back. Pierres, can he catch him? Fernandez Llorente with the shot, but just wide left. Good defensive pressure by Polito Pierres.
Really, really good defence. But like you said, that pony, absolute flyer from Facu. He's often, you know, he's not as flashy as, say, some of the 9-10 goalers, but gosh, he does enormous amount of work off the ball. But when he's on the ball, when he gets possession, he really creates space. He really links the team together. And you just keep an eye on him in this game, because he often creates the goals before the actual goal scorer scores them.
Free assist, as they call it sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's here now with Polito Pierres. Pierres sends it long down at the line. Cool play is the call, and he's looking for Alexi Calvin-Ansari. What a play that is by Calvin-Ansari, and Tommy Beresford. He's going to pick up the pass. Tommy Beresford under pressure, takes a man, takes the ball. Tommy Beresford, what a score and what a play by Alexi Calvin-Ansari.
It's a really, really nice play. Alexi, he'll be so happy with that. Give him a bit of confidence in the first chukker. Up to Tommy Beresford, who's just gone from the back to the front. He takes the ride off, but he doesn't let that affect him, and he just finishes that off. Well done, Alexi, on a horse called Testa. And up to Tommy Beresford, who is riding a White Crane horse called Bedouina. And boy, did that fly up there. Good finish.
So ball goes back in play as we hear the first buzzer go. So 30 seconds or until the ball goes dead, as it's here again with Tommy Beresford. Beresford pushing hard, leaves it for Matt Perry. Perry just looking to get there in front of Fernandez Llorente. Perry looks for Beresford again, as it's still here with former Gold Cup winner, of course, Matt Perry. But brought away now by Fernandez Llorente. Leaves it for Pablo McDonough. McDonough taking on Pierres. Pierres on the near side. McDonough was just quicker initially, but it will fall here now for Laborde. Laborde appealing for a foul. Carl, there goes the second buzzer. That will be the end of the first chukker.
Yeah, I think he was appealing for the foul, but the whistle's gone for the second chukker. That'll be the end of this first chukker in this first game of this first part of this epic tournament where 19 teams coming together. 3 to White Crane, 2 to Akasha. We're going to go to some commercials on the live stream. We'll be back in a few moments. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second chukker. Welcome back on the live stream. Welcome back here at Cowdray for the St. Regis. British Open for the Cowdray Gold Cup. Ball's in play, and away we go. We'll talk about some horses as we go.
So it's here now again with Pablo McDonough. McDonough was no foul at the end of the last. We just ran out of time, so it's now going to be here with Polito Pierres. Pierres turns it away from McDonough, the two captains. Polito Pierres with the next shot. It's going to go close through the goal, and it's a third goal, and it's a field goal for Polito Pierres.
Yeah, it really is, and that's really nice from Polito. Coming out on a horse called Monada. Just that explosive power. That's the big question that we want to ask Akasha. Can they cope with White Crane's pace when they get going? When you've got Tommy Beresford, Matt Perry and Polito and Alexi passing the ball up there, can they handle that explosiveness? But lovely goal from Polito. They're in the lead now, 4-2, and they've got back possession.
So it's Polito Pierres coming again, as he and only he can so often do, reaching out behind him. Takes it to the right-hand side, goes for a big neck shot. Polito Pierres, it's going to go close, but just wide, and Monada doing plenty of work in this second chukker.
Monada really is. I mean, what have you got out there? You've got the speed, the flair, the attacking instinct. And then on the McDonough side and the Akasha, you've got the experience, the control and the patience. So what's it going to be? Is it going to be Pablo versus Polito? Not directly marking each other, but symbolically it is a battle between these two generations. So knock in, back up to Akasha. There's the pass through. Beautiful pass.
Pablo McDonough now running away, and it's McDonough out in front. Back comes Matt Perry. Back comes Tommy Beresford. They're not going to catch him, though. Pablo McDonough, he just needs to finish. It's going through the goal. Pablo McDonough, what a score that is by the captain.
Beautiful explosiveness from there. He's so flat and calm. If you watch him, he's got that such unique way of riding, the way his horse just flattens out and glides on a pony called Botana. And he was warming that up earlier before the game. Just controlling momentum. Lovely see-through pass, though. That was set up beautifully once again by Laborde and Charente, just giving him that room to get through.
So ball goes back in play, and it's here now with Polito Pierres. Pierres using Matt Perry as the blocker. Now turns it round as he's closed down by Fernando Charente. He's out on one of his favourites, this chukker called Nieta, as it's here with Fernando Charente. Out to the left-hand side. Good play by Fernando Charente. I said he's confident on this horse. as he goes now in between Tommy Beresford and Polito Pierres. Still here with Fernandez Llorente. Leaves it in turn for his number 4, Santi Laborde, and Laborde turns round, sends it up towards the goal. Tommy Beresford, he's got to go back quickly, but he just ushers it over the back line, and a few players, they will take the chance in the heat to go off and change.
And you can kind of see that is exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to turn it, make sure that they can get some room against these black shirts. My feeling is that if they carry on like this, they're going to have the advantage. White Crane back in again.
So taken out to the right-hand side by Polito Pierres. He gives it to Matt Perry. Perry under pressure from Fernandez Llorente. There as well is Pablo McDonough, so still here with Matt Perry. Good pressure by Fernandez Llorente, but in comes Tommy Beresford, and we'll see which way this one goes.
Yeah, Tommy on this beautiful little grey coming down, but white shirt. And Tommy will have that on the grey. He was on the line. He was coming down the line. A little change. Matt Perry's just popping over, and he'll be jumping on to another pony called Just Got Off Popita. Big shout out to this horse of Alexi's as well, John. It's a Pelon breeding. It's his favourite Oriental Cifra for Alexi. He's just changed off it, though. He's just, as I say that, he gets off it and he jumps onto the grey. But I know that Cifra is one of his favourites.
Yeah, it's interesting to see all these bloodlines coming out. I'm sure we'll talk about them as they go, but you've got Oriental, you've obviously got the open horses, the J5 horse. There's so many horses coming through of these new breeds.
Alexi on that grey, Fanfaria. Jumps off his favourite onto another second favourite, but not as favourite as Cifra apparently. But the grey's pretty, and it's called Fanfaria, and let's see if he has a good second half of chukker on this one. So 4-3, very close game. The wait's over. We are starting. We've got the chemistry and the experience of Akasha built on years. We've got the local hopes of White Crane, powered by the brilliance of these boys and Polito Pierres, the relentless Tommy Beresford. So it's going to be an exciting match to see the pressure and the bar set to see what the other teams think. What a strike from him. Up it goes.
So Tommy Beresford, he looks to pick it up. Beresford with the next shot. It's a beautiful strike. It's going to go close. Calvin Ansari finishes it off. And what a play that is. Team Polo, Pierres to Beresford, and then Calvin Ansari, he gets his first score of the tournament.
Literally nearly every single player struck that ball from that set play. That is beautiful polo from the middle of the field, from Polito up to Tommy. Tommy under the next shot and just finished off by Alexi on the grey. Lovely, lovely polo. More of that, please, as we go back to the middle.
So players back in the centre of the ground. Ball in play. Tommy Beresford looking to get there, but he's not quite going to reach it, but he will come back and have another go. It's all crowding in the middle. Matt Perry rings it on the near side, but there's a whistle on the play just as Matt Perry thought he might get it.
Yeah. You can see, John, as they come straight back to the middle when they do this reset, it's like they haven't sort of settled in the lineups. If we remember back to the first chukker, there was 2 penalties caused, and then now we go back to the middle. It's like that sort of transition, isn't there, in between each play where both teams are just feeling a little bit jumpy. And this time for the white shirts, well, they need this one just to bring them up slightly. Combination of McDonough and Llorente and Laborde has been together for quite a long time. They've often played a lot with each other, and formerly La Magdalene, this side with Alexander Gadese. Pablo McDonough to take this 60-yard penalty. The wind's high, but the flag goes up. It's a lovely breeze here at Cowdray at the moment. It's much needed with this temperature coming, but it's a beautiful penalty struck. Those of you on the live stream, we see a great connection and a great draw right up over the people's heads. And then it goes. Experience. Can they beat the outright firepower of Polito? Can Pablo direct the tempo? Can Facundo and Laborde control the middle? Looks like it at the moment. They've won another line out and away they go.
Yep, it's Pablo McDonough bringing it away out to the left-hand side, chasing him down quickly. Beresford, Pablo McDonough, the little flick through the goal. He almost drew Tommy Beresford in and then finished it over the head. A lovely double play there, and McDonough, he's brought it level.
He really has brought it level. Look at that. And already from the line out, and as I was just saying, penalty forced on the other line out. I give them a penalty. This one they win. They then dictate that. They grab that one. They take it down the end. It's very quick here for the Akasha guys. They've just settled in nicely. And it's whether Polito can control that or Tommy can dominate defensively and get Matt Perry in there to help. They just need a little bit of a gap here in the middle. Umpire saying he's not going to throw in the ball. We're going to make sure. Straight in again, Akasha to try and win. They're trying to get possession on that one, but Tommy Beresford does a great job. Back to the white shirts, though. He's got it again, John.
So it's going to fall again here for McDonough. McDonough taking it to the left. Pablo, he is taking control of this game. Beresford reaches out, can't do anything. How about it, Pablo McDonough? He makes it 6-5.
So he scored 3 goals on this horse, John, on Entensadora. It's a mouthful. What a pony. What a pony. Literally 3 goals on that one already, and he is literally controlling this game. Beresford pops off. I think he needs something more for this defensive technique. But Pablo, again, and this is lovely play. Like you say, Laborde, Charente working midfield, allowing him to have that time and that space to get that ball up there.
Yeah, really impressive to watch Pablo here. He's been 10 goals, of course, all around the world. Winner of the British Open back in 2010, and he's come out flying in this game as Perry goes back here for White Crane. Matt Perry takes it across his own goal map. Calling for the pass from him is Polito Pierres, but look at the speed now. They just look a little bit quicker now, this Akasha side, as they're applying the pressure at the front, but Polito Pierres brings it round. Pierres takes it to the right. Waiting with him there is Laborde. Tommy Beresford coming back. Now here is Tommy. Calling for the pass is Pierres. Tommy Beresford slows it down. Use it is the call. Sends it to the left. Polito Pierres, he will pick it up in front of the waiting Fernandez Llorentes. We hear the first buzzer go. Leaves it again for Tommy Beresford. Beresford now couldn't quite find it, and it's going to be a chance now for the counter-attack. It's going to be Akasha against the clock here as Polito Pierres comes back as well. Fernandez Llorente, he's probably got about 15 seconds to go. Facundo Fernandez Llorente reaches behind him and now slows the play down. They're going to want to keep this in play rather than send it over the back line if they don't have time for the goal, as it's there with Laborde appealing for a foul. There goes the buzzer. The end of the second chukker, 6-5.
Yeah, really, really nice play from the white shirts. They seem to own that second chukker. You have a look at that. We had some penalties. We also had 3 goals scored from Pablo McDonough. They were appealing for a foul on that one, but 5 to White Crane, 6 to Akasha. And we'll see you shortly on the live stream in a few moments for the third.
Everything begins here. Every field, every crop, every meal. But across the world, the soil we depend on is under pressure. And the future of farming depends on restoring it. Safe Rock, a natural resource to enrich the earth.
Welcome back, everybody, for the start of the third chukker. Those of you on the live stream, we've got some stats that you can just see that we're Looking at as we go along, field goals, 4-3. Fouls, we're level, even though it feels there's quite a lot of fouls, 3 fouls. Biggest leads at the moment, 1-2, but as we go along, we're going to keep you updated with these graphics. And it's really interesting, John, to see how it's actually been 2 chukkers for both teams have had some lovely moments. Obviously, that chukker was very much Akasha, but it really feels like momentum keeps swinging to either side, doesn't it?
Yeah, the first chukker. Yeah, the first chukker had seen that White Crane with a kind of more the open, the running, and getting it moving, and Akasha with the team relying on the penalties a bit, even though the goals were coming from penalty spot for Polito, and then kind of swung round in that second chukker, and it was Pablo McDonough particularly taking control of the open play and getting the running going as well. And it's going to be, having run out of time, Akasha in white. They are going short. It's brought away here now by Polito Pierres. Pierres looking to take control early in this chukker. For White Crane. White Crane now looking to bring it around with Beresford. Beresford, there is a whistle on the play.
The whistle on the play. Another whistle at the start of this third. Let's have a look at the replay for those of you watching. Umpires, Peter Wright, Howard Smith out there on the mounted officials, and we've got Julian Appleby, third manning. Discussion on this one. Going to the white shirts.
So the umpire's call play, and it's going to be a spotted penalty here in favour of Akasha. Apologies for a couple of issues with the microphone, just sorting out in the heat. I think there's a couple of technical problems as it comes out now to the right-hand side. Akasha looking to get running with McDonough, but Matt Perry, he'd spotted the danger, goes back, but Pablo McDonough, tail backhand, looking for his teammate Laborde, and there's another whistle on the play.
That's 2 penalties in the literally 20 seconds, John. This is what I mean. They're both trying to control the game here a little bit. And that was a white player coming straight down the line and a black player doing a big circle round. We've just got Matt Perry just jumping off his pony. See, let's have a look at some of these horses coming out. So Matt Perry was on Campesino, I think. He's just going to go and swap from Campesino onto something else. Or is that Tommy? Tommy Beresford on that one. No, Pancho. Is it Bear? Oh, that might be B, actually. There's that little one, that little B for Matt Perry. So we'll just wait for Matt to get a change. Laborde's gone and changed already. And those of you on the live stream, we've got the map on. You can kind of see where the fouls have all been happening. Really good graphics. Where the goals have come from, how far out the penalties are, and the penalties scored. And it just shows you that domination down in that right-hand side of the field, where not much happening up at the left. Everything's been happening down on the right. You've got a lot of fouls clustered together in just in that 5B and that sort of 60, in between the 80 to 60 yard line, where they're just trying to defend and stop them from blocking through. And we're getting 2 or 3 penalties, one after the other, as both of these teams try to set out the stall. White Crane are one of the most exciting attacking teams in the draw. If you look at their players, they've got explosive firepower. And players head-to-head at the moment, you've got Pablo Madonna against Polito, and look at that for the live stream. You've got 2 penalty score for Polito, and you've got 3 for Pablo. It's nice to see the stats coming through on Polo Line TV. Penalty has been decided, and it's been moved right up. Direction of play was going up, and it's going to Akasha. That will put this to 7. It's going to be, again, Pablo, one of the smartest players in the world, really. We talked about it earlier. Controls the tempo better than almost anyone in the game, really. He's been there, he's done it. He's played with every big organisation. He's formerly been 10 goals. Younger players often try to win matches through speed, but Pablo wins matches through positioning, anticipation, and definitely very good decision-making. Here we go. Pablo for a penalty. Beautiful. The flag goes up on a horse called Senalada. Pablo just always looks calm, even under pressure. Always looks calm. Another one for him. He has been the main goal scorer so far on the Akasha side, bringing in many of their goals. Back to the middle they go, John.
So let's see if this game can get running now as Matt Perry looked out of it well there by Laborde. So as Laborde now takes it round to the left of Perry. Now here with Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente takes it out left. We've already seen him score one great goal today. He's looking to repeat the trick. He's out there in front of Pierres. Pierres coming back quickly. The umpires blow another whistle. Let's see which way they give this one. As running through was Fernandez Llorente.
They were going at speed, John, weren't they? They were going at speed. We had a really good run, and they were coming through. Did he switch? Should he played it on the near side? Let's have a look. We've got a great angle from this side. He goes, switches over and comes back inside. And because he switched over and he's come back inside, it is fallen to White Crane. And they've changed. Polito's jumped onto another pony. He's come straight back out to the left-hand side waiting. And Tommy Bereford's just looking for some space. Perry goes up. Alexi's waiting. And there's the long ball up towards Polito.
So Polito Pierres takes control. Now look for Tommy Beresford. Beresford, he wants the pass, but they put the pressure on Pierres, so he's got to go on his own. Something he's, of course, more than capable of is still now with Pierres. Pierres to the left, to the right, still dancing through a couple of players in white is Polito Pierres, but good defensive play and backed by Fernandez Llorente. Laborde goes down the centre as McDonough sends it towards him. Laborde now, has he got the speed to get the line in front of Beresford? Beresford reaches out, but the umpires look like they've stopped him in any case. I hear a few groans from the sideline.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. It's interesting. So half of the grandstand thought it was a foul, half of them didn't. It's very interesting to see. He had the line. So what do you think, John? We had a nice curve round from Tommy. He was reaching out with those lovely long arms. We had a white player flying down the line. Looks like it's going to be because of the white Akasha, surely.
Yeah, Tommy, you can always tell when they're not completely certain, but it was close because he still went for the hook.
He did, didn't he?
He did have the line as out in front, but they want to get going quickly again here. Do White Crane. They started the game with so much speed, and now they're looking to get there again with Polito Pierres. Sends it to Tommy Beresford again. Beresford slows it down. Called off the play by Perry. Perry with the shot, didn't get it clean, and is going to come back here now for Laborde. Laborde, big near side backhand now. Pablo McDonough looks to go. Pierres and McDonough, they're seeing plenty of each other in this game as the near side backhand played, and Tommy Beresford, he will get here for White Crane. Beresford, 50 yards and goal, sends it long. What a strike. Tommy Beresford through the goal. England captain Tommy Beresford, Carl.
Unbelievable. And it's what's been really nice to see is how Polito and Tommy have been interlocking there. They've just... Oh, it didn't look like it. Oh, hang on. No goal. Oh, they're doing change. So they're doing a change. Oh, good. But it's nice to see those two interlocking in. They tried it twice. We've just had a whistle for a change. And Tommy Beresford working well with Polito. He's currently probably one of the best number 4s, in my opinion, here in Britain. He's strong. He's athletic. That's Alexi there just in the replay here on the TV, just getting changed onto another pony. Let's see who he's jumping onto. Coming out on a horse called Open Tutateria. Replay of the goal. It was a beautiful drive from Tommy. Look at that. He forced it out from way out on the right-hand side, straight through, went through several players. slice, isn't it? Because Polito kind of provides the headlines, but Tommy has to provide the platform for those headlines. But that time, it was Tommy providing the headlines, not the platform. He literally is reading the game. He's defensive, then he's attacking. His ability to launch counter-attacks make him absolutely vital to this White Crane team, doesn't it?
No, he does, and it is notable how he's getting closer to the goal than he was in the Queen's Cup as well, Tommy Beresford. So they've closed the gap to 1. A really good opening game of this tournament so far, as it falls here now for Matt Perry. Perry goes in between Laborde and Fernandez Llorente. Still here with Perry. Laborde defending from the front. Tommy Beresford again. He's having a great couple of minutes here. Is Beresford. Beresford, in comes Laborde. Couldn't get anything on the play. Beresford leaves it now for Pierres. Polito Pierres takes it into the 30. Umpires say it is White Crane ball. Polito Pierres with the shot. It's not the cleanest. Back now comes Pablo McDonough, and the tail goes looking for the right-hand side, and it will be here with Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente looking at again for Pablo McDonough. McDonough slows it down the centre of the ground. For a second went Laborde. He comes back. Look how Fernandez Llorente has just completely taken Polito Pierres out the play. So it's here now with McDonough again. McDonough and Tommy Beresford coming together. Pablo McDonough looks to go. Tommy Beresford beaten for speed this time round. McDonough the open backhand, but no one quite on the wavelength. An open backhand played by Matt Perry. Perry gives it here to Polito Pierres, leaves it again. The set play, the formation here for White Crane really good as Beresford sends it for right-hand side again. Polito Pierres waits. Pierres slows it down here on the boards. Going down the ground now, both is Matt Perry and Tommy Beresford. Pablo McDonough goes back with Beresford, gets a tap, looks to turn it round. Pablo McDonough now on Vigneer's side, takes it up towards the 16. Near side flick again. He's capable of going from here. He looks for Laborde. Laborde out in front. Santi Laborde, cut shot over the top, and it will just stay in play as Tommy Beresford gets there. The tail backhand played. We're into the final 2 minutes here now of this chukker. Polito Pierres. Not the clean shot he was looking for, so it's going to fall again for McDonough. McDonough, the tail backhand, turning onto it. It's going to be Laborde. Laborde, it's green grass in front of Santi Laborde with the tap. Surely won't miss this time. No, he doesn't. Santi Laborde, what a score. And it's 2 goals in it again.
That was a long bit of play there, John, with these ponies. Where they were desperately White Crane trying to get out of that danger area, but Akasha just still pushing. Just not letting them get out. You saw their set play, that formation. Tommy tried to get that big hit, but it just went to the right. Didn't get it as far as he wanted. And Laborde picks it up, pops it in. Spent years earning reputation as one of the toughest and most competitive professionals. And he and Llorente worked so hard, and it's been picked up again by McDonough. And they're going to go for another one. Back-to-back goals.
So Pablo McDonough again, easy as you like, slows it down, has a look. Oh, and he finishes off emphatically. Pablo McDonough. And Carl, Pablo McDonough, he has controlled this opening half.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying, weren't we? If he controls the momentum, if he gets them to play the way he wants to play, they've got time. They've got time to move around. They've got time for Pablo. But big mention, I think, for me, to Laborde and to Llorente that are just making that gap for Pablo to kind of find his groove and score some goals. They are working so hard off the ball. Polito and Tommy were interlinking for a while for White Crane, but they just are getting a little bit offset every time Laborde and Llorente come in.
So Polito Pierres, he just doesn't quite have that space for Akasha getting, as it's now here again with Fernandez Llorente, this time over the top. So Tommy Beresford, as both sets of players fighting over it here, and Polito Pierres, he's about 50 from goal as we hear the first buzzer go. The umpires happy all for a second. I thought Pablo was going to be gone, and he is. It's Pablo McDonough. He's got there in front of Polito Pierres, but look at Calvin Ansari. Calvin Ansari coming back. Pablo McDonough slows it down. He's got the time. McDonough with the shot. I think his stick head went further than the ball, and it's going to roll up towards the back line. It's going to go close. Oh, it's cleared off the line as it goes over the back line. Great defensive play, Polito Pierres.
Unbelievable from Polito Pierres. What a save off the line. That looked incredible. Well, that is the buzzer will be on that one. What a save from Polito. That might help them out. It's 9-6 the final score. 6 to White Crane, but Akasha are firmly controlling the momentum of this game. Controlling the momentum and controlling the way they want these guys to go. Half-time here at Cowdray in Game 1 of the St. Regis British Open Cowdray Gold Cup. And we will see you on the live stream in a few moments. Do check out the highlight reel from 2025 here, what the Gold Cup is all about, because this is a brilliant montage. Those of you here on the field, more than welcome to tread in the divots. Thank you.
Welcome to Cowdray Park. The crown jewel that everybody wants to win. It is, of course, the 2025 Gold Cup for the British Open Championship. Ladolfina Scone, Kazakh. Ladolfina Marquez de Riscal. Fun Park. Gaston. Audius. UAE. White Crane. Bangash. Galatagan. Dubai. Jayanagiri. King Power. La Magdalene. Park Place. Sujan Indian Tigers. Signet Tripolo. Valhalla.
Reverse bass drop.
We're ready, and the game is in way, and ball's in. Here we go, everybody.
There's going to be a bit of an injury timeout here.
It's 4-on-3. Nico's got the ball out of the throw-in.
And Mia Cambiasso, she's got through. Ladolfina Scone, 9. Kazakh, 8.
This is an unbelievable finish to an unbelievable game. We're going to talk about this for a long time.
So here we go. Welcome back. Half-time. Just having a look at these brilliant stats, courtesy of lineup and polo line. Akasha 9, White Crane 6. If you have a look at that, we've got 6-4 from field goals. We've got fouls. We've got 5 fouls each. So they have fouled a lot, both of them. 3 out of 3 on penalty conversions, 2 out of 2. So they're consistent. Nobody's missed any. Throw-ins, slightly more to Akasha, and they actually scored 2 goals from those throw-ins. So that sort of took them up to 8 at least. And then there you can see the 2 out of 1, which has just given them that extra little bit of firepower. But it's definitely getting Pablo to manage this game. Penalty breakdown. You can see we've had a 30-yard, 1 out of 1, 60-yard, 2 out of 2. White Crane, 1 out of 1, 1 out of 1. So we've had no 40s for Akasha, but we've had a 40 and a 30. 2 60s for Akasha. Really interesting stats. Just having a look at who is dominating where. And as this tournament gets underway, and we start following these teams, we'll start building a sort of a picture of what chukkers they're strongest in and what better places around the field they're scoring from. This, for instance, gives you a really good oversight on how and where things are going from on the pitch. So where goals are being put out from. You had that beautiful goal out wide from Tommy Beresford earlier. You've got where the fouls are occurring. Look at the cluster of fouls. You can see where those set plays are going, and they're trying to follow those similar tracks every time, and they're getting caught as the pressure gets put on in the defence, whether they're scoring from those penalty spots. So interesting to see around the field how much space they're using. So whether there's an incident right over on the boards or whether it's happening in that last 30 to 40 section as people are putting the pressure on and they're trying to defend.
I think what's interesting, Carl, is when you talk about how those penalties are being won is they've both got a similar idea of Akasha want Pablo to have the ball, White Crane want Polito to have the ball. But it's interesting how they're doing it in kind of different ways. It's a lot more cramped for White Crane, with Matt Perry in particular doing a lot of fighting close to Polito, and that's why there's fouls coming from him, whereas almost Laborde and Fernandez Llorente, the way in which they're blocking for Pablo, it seems to be a little bit further away from Pablo. When Pablo picks it up, he's got a bit more space.
Yeah.
And that's why you've seen him break away a couple of times and get those goals compared to the White Crane breakaways. When I say breakaways, they haven't really been breakaways because they've been everyone in a kind of pile together. That's why you've seen those kind of fouls happen as well.
Yeah, really interesting. I think you're right. Often you see Matt Perry's working so hard, but he's getting stuck in there a little bit, isn't he? And then that just then leaves Polito and Tommy, whereas what's happening with the Akasha guys, Llorente and Laborde, are just creating so much more time. It's only a couple of extra seconds, but they count for Pablo to just get that extra few strides. And then with his horsepower, he's got some really beautiful horses out there, so he's just getting that little ahead on each player, isn't he?
Yeah, and as important as the seconds, it's almost the meters that becomes part of that, because you see, you know, Polito, as soon as he gets it, he's trying to run through, but he's got sticks coming to hook him and riding him off, whereas Pablo, when he picks it up, he's just got a bit more of an open field, and when either of them get going, you can't really stop them, but we're seeing more of Pablo getting going than Polito getting going at the moment.
Yeah, and I think you know, Polito's 10 goals, Pablo's 9. People often have this debate of, you know, should Pablo still be a 10? Should Polito be a 9? Like, it just in America, you know, it changes. Over here, it's different, and it's really interesting. But what we see are two very different styles in the fact that Polito, as we know, is that firecracker. It's that explosive. It's a bit erratic. It's that fast run and gun, where Pablo really likes to just choose, but he's already thought about the decision 3 or 4 times. It's very instinctive with Polito, but it's very calculated with Pablo, and that's really what it's going to come down to today, of how then the rest of the teams balance around that.
No, you're exactly right, Ben. And the horses, of course, of Pablo as well, coming back. So many of the Iranita breeding as well, which does, you know, you see Iranita horses all around the world. That is, of course, the McDonough bloodline, and Pablo just looks so good out here. So I'm really impressed. Yeah,
and his horses have got they've all got a shine on them, but he just seems to just float and shine. I'm just having a look. It's beautiful. What a beautiful day. We've got some hot weather, ladies and gents. I mean, you know, it's going to be hotter tomorrow and Thursday. If those of you that are tuning in, you would have seen on the Hurling and Polo Association and on Cowdray and all around that unfortunately, if we are in a red zone tomorrow and Thursday for the heat wave that is hitting the UK, for those of you in Argentina and America watching this, good morning, by the way. What is it, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning now? It is hot over here. We're English. We try and take it on the chin, but the horses, some of them aren't acclimatized as well as, if you were playing in Florida all season. And we don't have very good aircon and all that kind of jazz. And some polo has to be postponed, unfortunately. So we will be rescheduling tomorrow and Thursday's games for the British Open for the St. Regis Gold Cup. So please do keep an eye on socials for when they will be done. Let's have a look at some ponies for Chukker 4. Chukker 4 ponies coming out. Alexi Calvo-Ansari on a horse called Oriento Pequeña. Matt Perry on Pancho. Oh, that's one of his favourites. He's had it for a few years. We'll talk about Pancho in a moment. It's a Pierres bred horse. Polito Pierres on Vienna. And Tommy Beresford on his pony called Teddy. For those of you local to Cowdray, you see this horse out a lot. Teddy, and he'll be bringing out now. You can just see the change in the fourth chukker of the choice of horses coming out. Alexander Gadesi on Spirit. Facundo Fernandez Charente on Musical. That's Piezza Musical. That's a Ilanita horse breeding. We're just talking about Ilanita horse alongside another Ilanita horse, Pablo Madonna on Nacion, and Santiago Laborde on Open Orquesta. So we're starting with a safety 60 or a corner. Ball was knocked off by the defending team, and it will go to the white shirts again, which could give them the opportunity to start this fourth with even more wind in their sails and go to a 10. The fields look amazing from here, pitch side, but also from the drones that we've got flying in the sky. The stripes, the grass, the sunshine. And quite a lot of people here, John, for the day one opening of the St. Regis British Open, isn't it? It's exciting. Here we go. The time has come. History's about to be rewritten. So, here we go. Mr. Former Tangola, Pablo Madonna, from Argentina, to take this 60-yard penalty to open up the fourth chukker. Argentine Open champion, Queen's Cup winner, British Open champion. Here he goes. Up, 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 and he hasn't missed a penalty yet, ladies and gentlemen. In it goes from a corner. Pablo opens up the fourth. It takes them to 10. And at this stage of his career, his greatest strength may not just be his goals. It's his whole understanding of the game. Back to the middle we go. So I wonder what James Byam has said to these boys. He's managing White Crane. As he said, you've got to be able to get away from Laborde and Charente. We've got to find some more room for Polito and Tommy. But again, possession, that's a nice little backhand to be picked up.
Lovely play there by McDonough, finding Fernandez Charente. Fernandez Charente just takes it to the left. Pablo McDonough comes behind. Oh, look at the speed of Fernandez Charente. Fernandez Charente with the shot, but it's going to go wide. But you mentioned that horse, Carl.
Yeah, that's a very, very nice horse. Irenita, breeding, Musical, Piezza Musical. One of his favourite ponies. He always comes out in the second half on that one. I'm sure he'll pop off it and come back on it a little bit later on in these later stages. Oh, there's a big challenge there from Akasha. This is another... So we've seen this twice with the line-outs coming in, the hit-ins, John. But they've got possession, the white shirts. They've stolen it back.
Yeah, the pressure at the front really good there by the team in white. But they've just about survived White Crane, and it is here now with Beresford. Beresford sends it long, looking for Polito Pierres. They're trying to get him some more space, but you're just going to see Pablo McDonough now with this commanding lead. You expect him to play a bit more of a sweeper role as he cleans it up out the back. Gives it here now as Fernandez Charente. Fernandez Charente out to the right-hand side. Now Pablo attacks. McDonough looking to get there in front of Beresford. Pablo McDonough with the next shot. Pablo McDonough this time wide right, but more good attacking polo by Akasha.
Yeah, if you look at that, in the last 30 seconds to a minute, they have just been knocking on the door, Akasha. They score from the penalty. They start the fourth chukker. up there with a safety 60. They then come back down and they are pushing. They stole it off White Crane as they brought it in. They're going to try again. They're just waiting. They're just knocking on the door. They're not letting these boys get Polito out there to try and open it up. They're really clamping down. Let's see if they can regroup now. Polito, he's got it. He's asking Matt Perry and Tommy to move around a little bit.
So Matt Perry out here on Pancho, like we mentioned. His old faithful Pancho going in between the two players in white. Perry hooked out the play by Laborde. Laborde defending well from the front, and again Fernandez Llorente. Those two working so well, just making sure White Crane have no space to breathe, and he's got round Matt Perry as Fernandez Llorente takes it to the left. Laborde again comes in behind. This time McDonough is the option out in front. Laborde sends it long. McDonough to the left-hand side, as going back with him here is Polito Pierres. Pierres has the time to bring it to his right-hand side. The confidence here of Polito Pierres takes it across his own goals. Still now is Pierres. Waiting with him is McDonough. Pierres slows it down, takes it right. Tommy Beresford was the option to the left, but still Pierres looks to go. We're halfway through the fourth as Polito now does look to use Tommy Beresford. Beresford sends it long down the ground. Matt Perry looking to get there in a little bit of space for once in front of Fernandez Llorente. Still here now with Perry. Look for Polito Pierres. Pierres wants to pass. Matt Perry looked to deliver it. Couldn't quite slow it down as Matt Perry now still here with the England international. Matt Perry, he's going to look to go all the way. Matt Perry just wide to the right-hand side. Good chance there as the whistle goes.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about it at half-time. He said that he'll come out on Pancho, and we say that basically he feels so confident on Pancho. He loves this horse, and it obviously works. And he comes out and he cleans up and he makes those breaks. So well done, Matt Perry. Unfortunately, couldn't do it, but it's a cracking little pony. It's Pierre's breeding. It's by Chismoso out of Pancha, and he had that part of the Queen's Cup string. Definitely a good open play and aggressive from Matt Perry. That's exactly what they need, John, in order to just try and get Matt a little bit more space, because at the moment he's been bogged down a little bit, but when he's out, he's really threatening.
Yeah, he's such a good attacking player running to goal. We've seen time and time over the years, and it's so great to see, as you've mentioned a couple of times, the faith that the Argentine high goalers have in Matt Perry to bring him back. But just wide right, and Akasha still dominating the scoreboard for the time being as Laborde brings it back in. Look at the work being done here by Pablo McDonough just to give us some space. Now Laborde runs down at the centre. He wants to pass, but McDonough just playing a little bit more conservatively now. Sends it out to the left, looking for Fernandez Llorente. Going to meet it was Pierres, but he's over the top now. Fernandez Llorente in between Beresford and Pierres. Still here now as the ball gets left behind as Pierres can't quite find the distance, but there's Perry now looking for Pierres, but again, they just aren't quite connecting with those short passes.
Yeah, this is... You have a little few moments of flow, and then just in comes a foul, and it just disrupts that momentum. Not too threatening for Akasha. Will be taken quickly. Can they utilise this? No, they haven't. Polito's gone straight over that, John, and in goes Akasha again. They're so quick. I mean, Polito turned so quickly to get to that, but Akasha turned quicker.
Yeah, the pressure from the front is just making life so difficult for White Crane as Akasha goes wide, but it's just still stuck in that area. And White Crane, they're having a look to the tent. They've got to have some ideas here to come back into this one.
Yeah, Laborde, he combines such attacking and defensiveness together. He's so defensive, but he's secure, but then he goes up and attacks, and love the way he interlocks here. And look at this. This is a lovely little setup. Exactly that, backed up. But will it go too far to the left? I don't know. It will come into... Oh. Well, the grandstand had a little ooh. We had a little ooh. The umpires blew the whistle. So, what do you think, John? We had a white player flying down there to the carry-off, and then we had a little black player around the corner.
No, it's got to go against White Crane, that one.
These
set plays, they're just not working, whether it's the pressure at the front or even an unforced error. There wasn't a lot of pressure there on Tommy, and it's been years since you could get away with that quick turn there in front of a goal, so close penalty.
So there we go. Quick penalty taken. Unfortunately, can't get away with that, White Crane. And that pressure that we talked about, whether it's Laborde, whether it's Charente, or whether it's Pablo. They are just, I mean, Polito turned so sharply when he went over the top of that ball. But from there, the white shirts just read it even quicker. And that, in it goes, and they've capitalised on that. 11-6 already. I think I did see a horseshoe fly off earlier in one of the set plays before, so that's definitely being picked up now. Good spot from the umpires. I think what's really interesting is as we go into the fourth is the way that the momentum is shifting, and it's changing these plays. It's allowing the white shirts to really dominate. If you look at how they are in the lineups as well, they've won so many lineups to get possession. But Matt Perry, though, look at him. This is what we want to see. We want to see him out more like this, don't we?
Yeah, this is where Matt Perry is so dangerous. Takes it out to the right, but the backup again isn't there. But they do pick it up now with Tommy Beresford. Beresford coming through. White Crane need to come away from here with a score, and they're going to look at their talisman, Polito Pierres. Oh, I think he's hit it wide right, but he somehow kept it in, and he's not going to be happy that it stayed in as well, as now the counter-attack, and if they're quick, it is 3-0 at the front. Tommy Beresford coming back, Akashavo, the three of them taking on the one of Tommy Beresford. Beresford's got to be really smart here as he comes back in defence, looking to take away Fernandez Llorente, and that is why, Carl, you said he's one of the best backs in the game. Tommy Beresford did really well, finding Matt Perry now on the counter. Polito Pierres calling for the pass. Now White Crane get moving. Polito Pierres looks to run. Has he got the speed to get round the outside of McDonough? It looks like he does. Polito Pierres sends it left. He's one tap away. Polito, he's going to get there this time. Polito Pierres makes it 11-7.
Yeah, and if you look at that play all started from when we just had Matt Perry breaking free, allowing that effort, allowing that movement to allow a goal to be scored. If they can do more of that, White Crane will be able to find the post more. That's the end of the fourth checkup. It is 7 to White Crane and 11 to Akasha. We will go to a commercial break on the live stream. We've got a lovely interview with Claudio Porcel, and we will be back in a few moments.
Es increíble, no hay palabras, la verdad. Que fueron 7 partidos a lo largo de un mes. Fue todo un viaje con estos chicos que son atletas de elite. Geta, Lorenzo y Ned. Se generó una onda de equipo muy linda, porque son, además de ser atletas, son buenos tipos. Se dio lo que habíamos planificado. Es muy difícil ser campeón, porque campeón sale uno solo. Así que, bueno, se nos dio. Espectacular, muy felices. Jugamos muy concentrados, muy concentrados. Queríamos ganar la Copa y eso se notó. Jugamos bien todo el partido. Los caballos estaban espectaculares y bueno, se trabajó bien. Fuimos llevando la caballada durante este mes y medio, de a poco, y hoy estaban increíbles. Yo creo que más importante que este no hay. Para un amateur, digamos, como yo, que esto es a lo máximo que se puede aspirar. Me dijeron que es la primera vez que un patrón argentino gana esta Copa. Así que muy orgulloso de eso. Pero bueno, ahora queda tratar de repetir, capaz, ¿no? Así que vamos a ver si podemos armar algo lindo para el año que viene.
So welcome back, everybody. Start of the fifth. Changing up on horses. Let's see. A little bit of momentum left in that fourth chukker right at the end, going towards White Crane. Just Matt Perry allowing to get himself away from there. and really get some gaps, which allows then the boys to do their thing and Polito to finish. And that's exactly what they need to be doing just to get a few more goals on the scoreboards. A couple of ponies, we'll talk about them as they go. They've started well and they've picked it up, and it is Pablo that takes it way out to the far side, and Beresford goes back in defence.
Yeah, Pablo McDonough just goes round at the outside on the near side. McDonough looking to see if he can find Laborde. It's up to Polito Pierres now. Pierres looks to run. We've seen how dangerous this team are on the counter, but this time Pierres couldn't get away, but Beresford quick on the backup. McDonough, Beresford, he's left it behind. Has he turned around in time? The umpires say he has, as Tommy Beresford now has Matt Perry out to his right-hand side. Pierre is a little bit further up. That is where the ball is going. Alexi Cowdray and Matt Perry. They are options in front. And look at the speed here of Matt Perry. He's coming straight through the centre of the ground. Matt Perry for White Crane with the tap to the right. Matt Perry with the score. This is much better polo by White Crane.
Yeah, it's like it's just taken a couple of chuckers, hasn't it? But they started this brilliantly, and this is exactly what they needed to do a couple of chuckers ago. They finished so well on the fourth. They've come into this fifth, and Matt Perry, when he's allowed to shine, when he's allowed to get away, and Charente and Laborde can't catch him, he is deadly. Brilliant play from Tommy Beresford on a pony called Tommy, and Matt Perry. Brilliant, brilliant attack. And he's got it again. And he wins it at the line-out. And then he drives it up. Definitely a team talks happened, John.
Yeah, we saw this in their first game of the Queen's Cup as well. They came back against La Dolfina Marcus de Riscal and forced that one into overtime as they're looking to come back into this game as well. But Laborde, behind him is Fernandez Llorente, but Matt Perry, he is the man who's turning this game round, this time in defence, giving it to Tommy Beresford. Beresford, Polito Pierres in behind, going back is Gareses. It's here now with Beresford, takes away the player. Polito Pierres with the tap towards the goal. Polito Pierres, what a player. White Crane, 2 goals in it. They are right back in this contest.
What a brilliant start. What a brilliant start for this fifth chukker. Great play. Brilliant. Alexander Cadese couldn't quite catch him. Polito just pops it under the neck and just gets it through the posts. Whoa, good for the local team. They've got some attacking players. I mean, look at that. You've got Matt Perry, you've got Tommy Beresford, you've got Polito. They are one of the most respected professionals and a young patron gaining experience at this highest level. A very, very good start. But back to the white shirts, though. Possession has gone. Will it be momentarily, or can they capitalise on this? It is Laborde, and look at Charente going up and McDonough behind.
So Laborde this time sends it left to McDonough. McDonough now with the tap into the 30. Pablo McDonough through the goal, and they needed something just to give themselves a bit more stability, and McDonough supplies it with the score.
Do you know what? That looked very calm, the way they came back to the middle. They won the line out. Laborde brought it out, just hooked it left. Pablo was there. It was a beautiful pass, absolute beautiful pass to Pablo, and then Pablo just had some space. And he's finished. He's been so consistent today on his penalties, and every time he's taken a ball to goal, he's finished.
Yeah, when he's a player on tune, Pablo McDonough, he truly is one of the best to watch in the world. And they did need that. They're out in front, obviously, still, but they've just been under pressure ever since it was a little swing in that play when Beresford got back, hit that near side backhand, and then they scored so many quick goals in succession, and now McDonough just gets Akasha back out. Further in front again.
Just saying, you can have a few, but you can't have too many. We're just going to keep that goal difference, and this will be a nice start for them. Tommy now, Beresford onto this beautiful grey. Couple of changes happening. 4 players. We're hotting up here in the UK, hitting up about 30-odd degrees. We've got a nice breeze down here at Cowdray at the moment, but tomorrow looking like 35, 36 Celsius, 37, 38 Celsius on Thursday, which is very rare for England. It's a beautiful backhand possession to Pablo, and in goes Tommy Beresford in defence, but it's McDonough.
Yeah, McDonough, love the way he just spotted a gap, then he went forward, now he dummied left hit. Pablo McDonough, now he's got a runner in Santi Laborde, but Polito Pierres is back. Pierres, it's not quite what he was looking for, but it's worked as Tommy Beresford can get there. Beresford spins it round. Polito Pierres goes left, but Tommy Beresford confident enough to keep it for himself now. One more shot down the ground. Perry, he's stretching the play out in front as Tommy Beresford leaves the ball behind, but the long arms of Tommy Beresford can just reach back and get there as under pressure from Laborde. Beresford has a look behind him. Pierres has come back. Beresford sends it long, looking for Perry, but picked out here by Fernandez Llorente. Behind him is McDonough, but Beresford, he read it well. Takes control of it again is Tommy Beresford. To his right-hand side goes Perry. Use it is for cool. Beresford, he's looking for Pierres, but it's just going to get left short. But Matt Perry tried to make something of it, but coming down on the line is McDonough. And across came Calvin Ansari.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Matt Perry went across a bit earlier as well, but then Alexi went across again, and Pablo was coming down like a steam train. Good pressure, though, from Beresford. He managed to get back right in the front, 30 yards from goal up that end there. Backhand from Polito. He managed to pick it up and turn it on this pony called Balanta, this beautiful grey of Beresford's, and he got a lot of pressure on McDonough, but just... Unfortunately, Alexi just didn't see Pablo coming down, because that was really nice pressure from White Crane. But they have a moment to reset now, and this is where they're deadly, because McDonough just finds the space. Nobody there at all. Beresford's coming over, but Pablo is just reading. He's got two options, because he's got two white shirts literally with him, and he's got Llorente. Look at that lovely little pass back, John, and it gets picked up by Laborde, working so well.
So Laborde sends it long down to Verfdorf. Fernandez Llorente, he got a tap. But there is Matt Perry. Perry, near side backhand out to the boards. There now with Polito Pierres. Pierres going in between a couple of players in white. Now slows down with control. Right is the call. Oh, Polito Pierres, we've seen that a couple of times today, but this time no one on white was there to apply the pressure. So Polito Pierres takes it to the right. 2 minutes left in this fifth and penultimate chukkers. Matt Perry, they thought he was going to leave it, but he's got the confidence to go. Perry went for the long shot. He's going to get another bite of it unless Santi Laborde can stop him. Perry with the shot towards the goal, but that one's always just going wide right.
The last chukker and a half, Matt Perry has just been allowed to shine, and it's a wonderful thing to see. He's such a great attacking player. He's making so many more gaps for the White Crane team. Polito, though, yeah, a couple of swing and a misses. We've noticed a couple in this match. He was just signalling up this there. I was just watching. He was just pointing to the right to Matt. I think they were going to go left, but he kept saying, let's go right, Matt. And Matt managed to read that nicely. But ball back in play. Oh, Pablo had to really slam the brakes on there. I don't think he was going to expect to stop so quickly, but he pops onto this grey, and now he's got control again so easily with the Laborde and Llorente, reading what he's going to do next.
So sent long, Pierres again just left the ball behind, and the mistake is picked up on by Laborde. Beresford, though, coming back. Beresford, tail backhand, but not a lot in it, and it's Beresford. I think he's out there on Kenya here in this fifth chukker. Tommy Beresford has players out in front of him, coming across there on the near side, but unable to get there. So it's here now with Polito Pierres. Pierres sends it out to the right-hand side. First throw there is Fernandez Llorente, back for McDonough on the turn. McDonough, ball on the near side. Matt Perry closes him down. Pablo McDonough able just to take control of proceedings. Dances out to the left-hand side. Pablo McDonough just needs an inch as he now gets in between Pierres and Perry. Pablo McDonough now about 30 yards from goal, but Polito Pierres has stolen it away. The umpires were happy as Polito Pierres was there. First buzzer goes. Tommy Beresford calls for a pass. Polito Pierres delivers it. Now look for Matt Perry. This is the play by White Crane, but Tommy Beresford couldn't quite get there. Now Akasha, can they get one more this chukker? It's Fernandez Llorente, he's gone. Fernandez Llorente taking on Pierres, he's got time. Fernandez Llorente 20 yards out. Beresford comes back here now with Laborde. Laborde finishes it off, and it's another score, 13 goals to 9. End of a fifth.
13 goals to 9, and anywhere there's a Laborde, there's a Llorente. Very, very close indeed. Lovely play, and they're just keeping that lead going into the final chukker. On the live stream, we're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be back in a few moments.
Feel it more with Lineup Pro, the premium subscription from Lineup Polo. Follow every stat live in real time. Search any player and discover win rates, strongest teammates, and powerful performance insights. Search Lineup Polo and subscribe now.
So welcome back, everybody, and welcome back on Cowdray TV and Polo Line TV for the final chukker here. It's game one in the St. Regis British Open for the Cowdray Gold Cup. It's an amazing day today. It's the start of over 40 matches being played over the next 3 to 4 weeks, and history will be written who will be lifting this year's iconic Gold Cup. So ponies are changing. Players are changing. A quick team talk. It's still in reach for White Crane. Not that many difference in it. They can still do it, but possession and flow does seem to be the momentum, power tactician of Pablo and his team just seem to be having control. 13-9. If you have a quick look at the stats, we've got field goals, 8 Akasha, 7 White Crane. 6 fouls from Akasha, 7 from White Crane. Biggest lead so far in the match has been 5 goals to Akasha, and only 2 behind the White Crane. And Chukker's one definitely was that third chukker, was a brilliant one for Akasha. Stats powered up by Lineup Polo with Polo Line and Cowdray. We're going to build on these stats as we go through the tournament, but this is the final chukker here. Let's see who can open up the game here on our opening day of the British Open and see who can have a win.
So coming through here is Polito Pierres. Pierres in between. They need this player to get going. Polito Pierres finding Matt Perry, but look how Pablo McDonough, we have seen all aspects of his game, but Polito Pierres picks off the backhand now. White Crane, they need to come away from this with a score. The whistle has gone. It did go through the goal, I think, so let's see what the umpires decide.
So you've got Tommy Beresford coming through. Penalty 1 given. Yep, Tommy Beresford, penalty 1 given. Straight through. That's unfortunate. We haven't seen that at all, that sort of for Akasha. Great for White Crane. That's exactly what they want to be doing, is putting that pressure on. But Akasha haven't given away something like that for the whole match. The pressure might be building. Can they keep their cool for one more chukker to go? So nice penalty 1, thanks to Tommy Beresford. And then we will be picking back up with a midfield hit. Let's have a look. Some people getting in touch on the commentary and Facebook. Big shout out to everybody tuning in. We'll come on to you in a second and give you a good call out.
So one of them saying how good the grounds here look at Cowdray, and they do look absolutely superb. We should give a massive show of appreciation to all of the ground staff here at Cowdray on this opening day. Thank you. Do please give a round of applause. So much work has gone in. We've obviously got the disruption with the weather, the red weather warning, meaning that there will be no polo played tomorrow or Thursday. Do keep your eye out on the website and across the socials for when those are reorganised. But we do have polo today. We've got another game following this one as well, and in the meantime, it's going to be a casher. They did just need to get that penalty with the potential 2-goal swing.
Shout out to Jane Fielding, watching from Portugal. I hope it's nice and warm in Portugal. And Marzi Palmer, yes. Hello, my friend. Is that Carl and John I can hear? Yes, you can. It is Carl and John. Good to hear. People are tuning in from all over. Good morning in America and Argentina. Nacho Alfonsin, big shout out to you. Right, from the middle, Akasha. Here we go. Big strike.
That was a beautiful strike down the ground. We haven't seen him use that tactic yet, so just freshening it up. But Tommy Beresford on the near side. He didn't get the distance he was looking for, so Fernandez Llorente to spin it back round. In there comes Tommy Beresford, but Fernandez Llorente, I've been so impressed with this player today. Facundo Fernandez Llorente in between the crowd, sent it wide left, but the clock, it will continue to tick down.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting the way kind of this game has gone. It took a few chukkers, and the third chukker was certainly the big one for the white shirts, but really the fourth chukker, White Crane, has really changed their tactics, and Matt Perry allowing to have more space. And we're only 3 in it, John, here. This is really interesting the way possession is falling. Polito just came in a little bit too more quick on that one. It caught the back of the pony, but look how well Tommy turned on that. That's brilliant. Now he's got Polito behind as well. Great play by White Crane.
Yeah, good play here. Just setting it up for Polito Pierres. There's still time as Polito now looks to open it to the right. Polito Pierres now still looks to get going. Laborde can't stop him. It's Pierres who comes under it. Polito Pierres didn't find a clean goal shot, and that's going to go out wide to the left-hand side.
Yeah, it's Polito, he's jumped onto the second horse that he normally plays. Very flat. It's got a really lays its ears back and elongates out. A great hitting platform from him. He's so explosive. He's so deadly when he goes for those goals, but unfortunately just couldn't finish. They've taken it quickly. They've gone right across to open up. This has been a lot of the technique that they've done. Akasha, they've put Pablo right over on the left to receive that ball coming in, just to draw in and to find some space. And then he's always got Llorente just working hard at the top, but Matt Perry's seen that and is not letting him get too far away.
Yeah, love the way this horse just dances for Pablo McDonough. It goes from 0 to 100 in an instant as he leaves it now for Fernandez Llorente. Now he gets it going. Pablo McDonough takes it out left, just gives himself a little bit of space. McDonough drives it long, and it's not quite going to head to the back line as Polito Pierres looks to scoop in. Matt Perry, he will get there as Perry spins it round here for White Crane. They've still got time, but they've got to get down the other end of the ground quickly here as Beresford takes over. Beresford has runners out to the right-hand side. Tommy Beresford looking to see if he can find Polito Pierres, which he does. Pierres now, runners out in front of him. Tommy Beresford goes left. It's not going to reach him, though, as Laborde and Fernandez Llorente, he could be gone. Tommy Beresford's got to come back quickly, and he does just get there in front of Fernandez Llorente. Pierres calls for a tail backhand. Will pick it up in space here. Leaves it behind him for Matt Perry. Perry now gives it back to Pierres. Pierres in front of Fernandez Llorente. Good play here by Fernandez Llorente. He'd applied for pressure, and he can turn as well, but Beresford may have just turned round a little bit quicker.
Yeah, just a little bit. And Tommy's just signaling he needs to change ponies, and I think so is Llorente. I think everybody's going to use this opportunity to go and change, but Llorente just sort of, it's like his horse stalled a little bit. He turned and his horse just sort of ran out of gas, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why he's going to change. But then Tommy had turned as well. Physical game, it's getting hot up here, and the last 2 chukkers, John, for me, from 5 to 6, has been a completely different game to the first 3 chukkers, and it's so good to see.
Yeah, like you say, Colin, it has changed. I think a lot of that is to do with Pablo McDonough. He got his side, like you said, from those stats. They were 5 out in front, and where you'd seen him pushing a lot more forward, he has just been sat a little bit back. And like you see, this is where the 9-goalers and the 10-goalers are so effective. They can dominate a game with a tap, but then they also just know, and that's where Pablo's experience counts, when to then sit back and just make sure nothing comes through.
Yeah, and I also think that it's been unfortunate that Polito hasn't had, he hasn't had 100% on those things. He's had a few misses. He's had a few sort of unfortunate things where the ball hasn't found him or he hasn't found the player. So I just think you add that then to Pablo's really 100% consistency today. It just makes all the difference, doesn't it? So ponies are changing. Everyone is back out. What have we got? We're halfway through. It's 13-10. Big shout out to you all. Welcome if you're listening to the first game of the St. Regis British Open for the Cowdray Gold Cup. Polo this afternoon between Gelangiri and Gaston. And that'll be our second game. But no polo tomorrow and Thursday. If you were planning on tuning in, we've got to take a little hiatus in the tournament as we are postponing because of the heat. There's a hit from Polito again. Went probably a little bit too far to the left, probably that he wanted, John.
Yeah, Polito, he was looking for Beresford, but Beresford couldn't pick up the line. But Matt Perry, defending from front, draws a whistle. And this one, I would say, will go down for the Whites.
Yeah, I think so. If we look at the replay, you're going to see that Tommy Beresford was there, and then a white player was there, and then a white player came round, and then a black player came round. There was kind of two there. Right, so will be a hit against blacks for the Whites. Here we go. Arakasha will take this penalty. Hits it in again. Look at that. They always do that. They go left, big space. Pablo runs to it. He has a man then running and gunning up the top. Tommy's always in defence, but Charente is hassling.
Yeah, Tommy Beresford, he's been picking up the ball facing his own goal a little bit too much, I would say, for his liking, as it's now here with Fernandez. Charente again just swoops in front of Pierre as we are now into the final 2 minutes. So it does look like Akasha. They are just going to try and see this one out, but the umpires may have just put an issue into that idea.
Yeah. No, there's been quite a lot of fouls. There's a couple of chukkers where we went a bit quiet on the fouls, but it's umpire shouts play. Polito again puts it up, passes it in now to Tommy. Now these two can go from here, and Matt Perry is free as well. So this feels like a goal's coming, John.
Yes, so Tommy Beresford just gets an inch, sends it now, looking for Perry. It may go all the way itself, it is, but it's just going to roll wide to the left-hand side again. Is that the one Akasha just needed to see out?
Yeah, that would have taken them to 11-13, John, if they got that. It was just a couple of inches to the left, but that was the set play. When they connect, when Polito gets it to Tommy, Matt was completely free until the last moments there, and that is what they need, White Crane, but they're just all over them, these white shirts. Charente and Laborde working so hard. Pablo just gaining control and momentum. He holds his stick in the air on that one and says, that's definitely my line. Beresford looks to the umpire and says, surely that's a black shirt, but no, up it goes. Pretty straightforwards on that one. And it will be a penalty up on the 60-yard line given to Akasha. This could be it for White Crane, John. I think it might just be it goes to 14 for Akasha with a few moments left in the chukker. $60 yards. Pablo. He's been very calm and cool today. It's a beautiful shot. Oh, it bounces off a stick. That's great defense from Polito. Literally blocked it and pounded off like a tennis rocket shot. We got a great view of that one. Hit a bit of traffic, so it will be another opportunity for Akasha. That's the deflection there. That's the first one he's missed. He's been so consistent. How many goals has he had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 goals for Pablo in this match. Here we go. Another bite of the cherry. Corner, safety 60. This time he goes higher and direct. No point of traffic getting that one because they couldn't touch it. In it goes. Takes them to 14. Another penalty. He's only missed one out of all the penalties he's taken. It was beautifully struck. And this might have sealed it. Unfortunate for White Crane. They've tried. They look good in the end of the fourth. They look great in the fifth chukker. But it's just that consistency needed across all 6 chukkers. This could be the final chance, though, for Alexi.
So Alexi Cowden, sorry, he's had a really good game, Alexi. There are some things to come away from with confidence for White Crane, but Akasha, they've just been a little bit faster. Good play there by McDonough, sending it out to the left-hand side. The players now, they know this one is run. They're not going to push too hard at this point with this heat as well, as Fernandez Llorente to the left-hand side. Matt Perry comes in. Tommy Beresford, he is there. Can they get one more play here? White Crane, they have a look to the umpires, praying for something, but nothing is coming as Pierres doesn't connect cleanly. And coming back now in defence is going to be Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente finding McDonough again. The Carlos Gracida Memorial Trophy does look like it is going to go there in favour of Akasha as well as Beresford. He picks it up. White Crane, they might get one more here. Tommy Beresford with the shot, with the score. It is another one for Tommy with what looks like probably the last hit of the game. White Crane do pull one back.
Yeah, and I think that's nice for them to have that just towards the end. And like you just said, it is the win goes through to Akasha. 14 goals to White Crane's 11. The local side couldn't quite do it, but they could take it. The white shirts, very nicely controlled from start to finish, and they win the Carlos Gracida Trophy in memory of Carlos Gracida, who's won this tournament 10 times is the record. Adolfo Cambiaso going for his 10th try this year. If he wins it, he joins Carlos Gracida. But most valuable player, we're going with number 3 of Akasha, Pablo Madonna, of course. 5 goals, 6 penalties scored, 11 goals in total, and no fouls from the man in the white shirt, the number 3. So Carlos Gracida Trophy goes to Akasha, opening up our batting here. And our next match at 1 o'clock is Gelangiri versus Gaston. Just had to think about that one for a moment. And we are going to see you there for 1 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on the live stream via Cowdray TV and Polo Line. We can't wait for this tournament to really get going. We'll see you later for our second match of the day. Goodbye.